Oh look, obviously I'm delighted that we got the win. It's important that we get a victory to take momentum into next season. But today was probably bigger than us, bigger than the club almost. It was Chris Robshaw's final game, and what a servant he's been to the sport. Never mind just for Harlequins and all the things that he's done off the field as well as on the field. I think it's only befitting that he got a bonus point win on his final appearance in the quarters. Yeah, look, the first half of the season we were massively hampered by injuries. I think we've been a lot more competitive since lockdown. We haven't always got the result. We've fallen away in the last 8-10 minutes, which has been frustrating. But we've shown more resilience, more grit, more determination, more relentlessness. And today, as I said, the first half had a lot of injuries. Today we had 19 senior players out injured, which meant a lot of good opportunity for some of our younger guys. I thought George Head did really well, and likes of Louis Liner coming on to make his Premiership debut, which is also awesome. So that was really good, and the rest of the guys are still young. Dombrandt, Marchant, these kind of guys are still young players. Brett Herron, who I thought was superb today, really got our attack going, and James Lang at 13 played exceptionally well. And I think we started to see the kind of impact that Andre could have as well at 12. I think when we started the Premiership Cup campaign, after narrowly missing out in the top four, on basically numbers of wins, it was a final kick of the game, wasn't it? It was last year. We had a really good pre-season. I felt we were really fit. We had a strong showing in the Premiership Cup, which is why we ended up in the final. 3 wins out of the 4. Played really well down at Exeter. Played well in a wet, windy condition against Bristol at home. And then it kind of wheels fell off a little bit at Northampton. We went down to 2 early scores, and then that became 4 by half time with some poor decision making. And we never really got going after that. We lost 6 or 7 senior players, and then shortly after, almost week by week, we lost another centre or another hooker, and we're kind of limping our way through the first half of the season. So with that in mind, the team's fought and scrambled to get to 6th. We've been inconsistent, of course. We don't win enough on the road. That's something we have to address. We've lost 2 or 3 games at home that we should have finished off and won. So there's work to be done. But the pleasing thing is that we can score points. As we saw today, we can defend really well. At times, our set pieces look really good, but we need to really focus hard on how we train and how we coach, because we need to see the accountability and responsibility of performance week in, week out, and we'll be working hard at that, I can assure you. So with that, I think we've got a good springboard now. We've got a good win today, and as I said, we've put some distance between 7th with the amount of wins that we've got. We deserve to be where we are, despite all the injuries, despite all our inconsistency. But we've got a lot of points to catch up in the top 4. Boy, he's been a significant character. I think it'd be unfair just to narrow him down to the final 2 years I've been here. I've watched Chris. I played against Chris actually. One of my final few games, it was one of his first few games for Saracens at Vicarage Road. And he was a pain in the arse there as well, And for 15 years he's been that nuisance, that pest around the breakdown, his relentlessness. It sometimes feels 2 or 3 of them on the field at any one time. He's just been a huge, pivotal, significant character in English rugby. We gave a presentation yesterday, and to go through some of the accolades and some of the achievements he's made. 66 England caps, 300 and out appearances for Harlequins. He's made 43 captain appearances for England, which is the most in the professional era. 66 England caps. He's been the only player, I think, to win the Premiership Player of the Season award twice. He's been our Player of the Season twice. It's just a fantastic, incredible achievement. But to talk about the rugby would belittle his presence as a human being and all the things he's done off the field. When he puts his weight and his name of his voice behind a campaign or a charity or a cause, I think that speaks volumes about Chris, because there's plenty of people now that have taken up rugby because of Chris Robshaw, young boys and young girls, and there's plenty of people that feel safe or willing to speak up because of the impact Chris has made in their life in a different capacity. So for that, I think he's just a special guy and a tremendous human being. We'll miss him, and I wish him and Camilla all the very best when they go to San Diego.